Commander, once again, the motherland owes you a great debt.
You cannot be serious. We succeeded despite, not because of this so-called commander. And it's a good thing I arrived
That
when
will
I
be
did.
all, General.
He compromised the entire operation with his timid hesitation, and he nearly cost us the whole
That will
battle.
be all. General Krukov has a tendency to overstep his authority. One day he will go too far. Right now, however, we have a much more dangerous issue to deal with. We have evidence that the Americans are very close to creating a new kind of superweapon. Commander, this is Dr. Gregor Zelensky, possibly the greatest scientific mind of our time.
Oh, no, that was another, far greater.
Doctor, please, what can you tell us about this new technology?
Well, it holds a very destructive power far beyond anything that we ever seen before. And you see,
Thank
the Americans,
you,
they
Doctor.
don't...
Commander, I need you to take this technology away from them before they harness it and use it against us. Comrade Dasha will provide the details.
Well, if you saw from that diagram, you know what kind of technology they're unlocking. It is a particular technology that the Soviets had that would allow the Soviets to be at least on par in the sense of science against the Allies, and it would make things a little bit fair for the Soviets, a little bit more fair, if not make them overpowering. So let us take it to the Allies and take that technology to make us I don't know if I should say it. I think most people know what that diagram was of, and in particular what it does. So let's just say to make us another superpower again. To give us that edge that we need in our war of science. Let us begin with our solo.
Okay. Commander, I'm not sure what's happening. There has been no word on the fate of the Premier. But as loyal soldiers of the USSR, we must stay strong and fight on. We have been victorious against the Allies thus far. But this new technology is of great concern. The Greek island of Mykonos is where the Allies are researching this new technology. I do not pretend to understand the science behind it, but I know we must not let our enemies have it.
I don't pretend to know the science behind it either. I mean, who knows? Who knows? And I think it's hilarious that the first picture they have is of Europe. Yeah, they could have just put Greek, one of the Greek islands, or just Greece in general. That would have been a lot more helpful. And what is this? A picture of just a couple buildings? What does that do? This, I'm guessing, is the power plant, or whatever it is.
The Allies' science facility is in the area, and we must capture it before the Allies can respond. Your objectives are as follows. Take over the Allies' ore mining operations near the deployment zone. Eliminate the Allies' naval forces in the area. Locate and capture the Allies' science facility. Good hunting.
Oh, I love that. So you've got just an island hopping strategy, or quote-unquote island hopping strategy. Let us begin and see what happens. Look at that. It's an airfield.
Commander, remember to occupy the islands to the east. Their ore mines will fund your efforts. The Allied tech inhibitor is denying the use of our full military arsenal. Take it out.
You gotta love that joke. You really gotta love that joke of a excuse. Like, well, we can't give you the dreadnoughts and all the other stuff because we want you to play with the twin blade. And they did do a better job. I really do like the Soviet, what was it, airfield. Because it's no longer just a strip, because that's what it used to be. In the first one, it was a strip, and then in the second one, it was... Oh, it's almost non-existent. I know you only had the blimp, you had the terrible helicopter. Because I'll tell you what, these twin blades are fantastic in comparison to the helicopter the Soviets originally had.
We have come together once again. This place is pretty, but the battle we will wage here will be very beautiful.
See, when you say pretty and beautiful, you're just giving nonsense to it. You could have just said bloody, but I
allies
suppose they
under
couldn't say
attack.
bloody because, you know, you wanted rated E for everyone. Remember, we want that E rating. E for everyone.
Magnetic satellite ready.
Oh, I see you over there, comrade. And now that I know where you are, I'm gonna give you a little taste of American firepower.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess the Americans are on our case now.
Enemy units detected.
Let's see, I think they've only got light, they've only got ground defenses, so we can easily take them out. Won't be bad.
Enemy base detected. Building. A unit is under attack.
And the thing about these twin blades, they're good if you've got the rockets ready. If they do not have rockets ready, they are only slightly better than those cannon helicopters you saw in Red Alert 2.
Remove this litter. Say goodbye, maggots. Twin blade inspection complete. Clean up this place.
Knock this guy out. And the crappy part is you can't decide when they launch those rockets. I really wish that was their F or something along those lines, because that would be incredibly useful. Just to decide, okay, I'm not going to take and drop the bombs directly on these guys. I want to drop the bombs on those guys. But instead it forces you to micromanage them a little bit more. So, it's like getting random crits.
Where's our first stop? Yes, I like. What shall it be?
And you'll notice this whole mission is built around the decoy, just like how the other Red Alert missions were built around a particular unit.
The tech inhibitor is destroyed. You have regained access to additional technology.
That would be grand.
Building.
I don't know why you'd want to build a dreadnought
Building.
when we've already got something far better than the dreadnought already.
Enemy base detected. Enemy units detected.
And I would say this unit, these twin blades, are the quintessential unit for Soviet air superiority. Otherwise, they're not that good.
Don't let them out of your sight.
Or I should say, a lot of their other air forces aren't that good. Even if you like the Kirov, it's not as good as a twin blade. You've got to admit it. It's
Those
lacking.
spectrum towers are making this difficult. Send your twin blade choppers after them.
Why are you flying your? Why are you throwing your units at that?
base
Why
is
would you?
under
Do,
attack.
why would you do these things?
A collector is under attack.
Oh no!
Do not hold back. We enforce Soviet will.
Building.
They will not escape.
Enemy units detected. Building.
Gotta try and build up for this.
Building.
Because we'll have attacks by just random boats will come over and they'll try and destroy our stuff.
Our base
Constant.
is under attack.
It's in there in
Enemy base
defensive form.
detected.
Do not hold
Construction
back.
complete.
Did you see something?
Construction complete.
And unlike the other missions, you want to take and build Sputniks, and you want to take over these other areas so that you can have more resources to play around with.
Insufficient funds. On hold.
Granted, you don't want to do what I just did there and destroy a lot of stuff. I'm going to keep those reactors around because those are useful.
Enemy base detected.
Twin
A
blade.
unit is under attack.
What do we have here? Inspection complete. They're trying to shoot us down.
Insufficient funds.
Yeah, they're succeeding at shooting me down too. Don't pay attention.
Proceed.
And these guys, oh, these minigunners, awful. Awful to fight. Great great anti-air units, but awful to fight. Awful to fight.
I'm all packed up.
On hold.
What shall
Cancelled.
it be? This is our premises. Let's go on a
Enemy
trip.
base detected.
We're
Our
watching.
ally is under attack. Enemy units detected.
Do not hold back.
And also something else to note, we've got the grinder back, so we can repair our land units, land and air units, all our mechanical units. Repair them all.
Super magnetic satellite ready.
Oh, let's build that right
I
there.
make myself at home
Our
here.
base is under attack.
And then I believe is
Building.
we don't have to worry about expanding to the other island because the AI will want to expand to that secondary island.
Full alert.
We can try and take it, but I normally lose out to the AI for some reason. I don't know why. But we'll see if I can take and pull it off. I might be able to do all 3 bases of my own and then tell the AI to go shove it.
Construction complete.
Full alert.
Construction complete.
Moving now. Where are those vermin?
Let's try those.
Fire.
You always want to destroy these, because then you can get away with more
Building.
stuff.
Put them down. Say goodbye, Maggot.
Actually, I take that back. I don't want to do
The
that.
orders are clear.
Ah,
On
what's
hold.
that?
Cancelled.
So I've already got. I didn't have a barracks.
Building.
It's telling me it's like, oh, you got a 2, you got a second
Our
barracks.
base is under attack.
What are you talking about? I didn't think I had one. I thought I did, though. Oh, because if you're just going to use engineers, you might as well just have 1 pair of barracks.
Construction
Because
complete. New
having more than
construction
1
options.
set of
Enemy
barracks is
units
a
detected.
waste unless you're
Building.
going for a
Did you see something?
a heavily infantry-based
We should try off.
loadout. You don't want to do a loadout of infantry for this. This mission does not favor infantry. It favors air support.
Construction complete. Low power.
Ready for the collection.
Yes. Low power.
Training. Building.
I do like the fact that their technology has taken over the place of
Will.
the nuclear energy. They're quote-unquote just as dangerous, but, you know, not as useful and not as impactful.
Where we are going?
Yet, just as dangerous.
Control. We'll make an
Enemy
example
units
of that
detected.
one.
Crazy.
Don't let them out of your sight. We've spotted them.
Now you gotta be careful here. If you don't,
Ah,
I'm gonna
very
want him to
nice.
come over this way.
Put them down.
Then I can knock these out. Once they're knocked out, boom, boom, boom. I don't know, for some reason I do like capturing allied buildings or any other buildings that are useful to me.
Enemy
Because you
building
normally can
detected.
capture,
Construction
Clean up this
complete.
place.
Our
say you want
allies
to take
are
and
under attack.
capture any of those oil refineries,
Enemy building
whatnot. Back in the day, you
captured.
used to be able to
Enemy
capture
base
the oil
detected.
refineries and the unit, like the little paw, or what was it, the resource collector, the harvester. And in this game, though, they decided to say no.
We've spotted them.
Said, no, you can't be doing that. You've got to build your own. You've got to be self-sufficient. You
A
lazy
unit is under
bum.
attack.
Reinforce
Objective
Soviet
complete.
will. The orders are clear. Overtake
These
them.
guys, ooh.
Construction complete. New objective.
And that's what I was talking about. But if you don't have rockets, some of these, like these units, these will tear your guys apart.
Unit lost.
Clean up this
There
place.
won't be anybody coming to save you after that.
We've spotted them. Ready all weapons.
Boom.
Let's proceed.
Rockets. Do amazing work.
Say goodbye, maggots. Moving now.
A unit is under attack.
We'll make an example of that one.
Let's try this.
Ah,
Try
yes.
this out.
Yes, but look over there. We've spotted them. Quickly, pilot. Twin blood and
I guess I'm doing what I'm doing there and fucking up so
Where
bad.
are those vermin?
Building.
Alright, never mind. I've captured all 3 islands.
See
Ah!
something?
You see, they're bringing their Sputnik up here thinking, well, we can get something out of this, no?
Did you
You get
see
nothing.
section complete?
You get absolutely jack all.
Building.
What shall it be?
Construction complete.
Ready for the
Cash bounty ready.
Inspection complete.
Nice.
We're watching. Quickly.
But you don't need the ally commander to help you out anyway.
Let's proceed.
Normally, you can do this all by yourself. Normally.
We're watching.
Let's see if I can here.
We enforce Soviet will. Twin blade over there.
Construction complete.
On full alert. Ah, yes. Where are those vermin? Yes, let's look over there. Overtake them. Where are those vermin?
Save up for the
Allies
rockets,
under
because
attack.
we're going to need the rockets.
Building.
We're watching.
Fly over here and
Enemy
drop
base
it.
detected.
Drop the hammer.
A unit is under attack.
You may fire when ready.
Unit lost.
Eliminate them.
Just brute force against brute force here.
The orders are
I
clear.
can see.
Yes,
Oh, see, and this is the crap that I'm talking about. Like, do anything about this? Yeah, it gets a whole. Yeah, This is what happens if you don't have any rockets. Right there. No rockets, no go, kids. No go.
Select target.
And I forgot I had this. I don't want to forget that. Forget to have this.
Building.
Twin blade inspection complete.
Insufficient funds.
Even with
On
all
hold.
3 of these going, I still don't have enough money.
Twin blade inspection
Awful.
complete.
Oh, the AI. And see, you think those assault destroyers are very nice, and they are pretty nice when you're fighting against them, but I'll tell you what, when you actually have them,
Insufficient funds. Enemy units detected.
it's the pits.
What shall it be?
But I'll
Twin
talk more
blade
about that
inspection
at a
complete.
different time, I'm sure.
Construction complete.
Sure, most people know that
We're
they're kind
watching.
of pits.
Yes, let's look over there. Twin blade inspection complete. Here.
Enemy base
Very
detected.
annoying, though.
Insufficient funds.
Let's see.
We enforce Soviet will. We enforce Soviet will.
Let's get out my allies here. Boosh.
Did you see something? We'll make an example of that one.
Our ally is under
Let's
attack. A
proceed.
unit is under attack.
Clean up this place.
Insufficient funds.
Don't let them out of your sight. Ah, found them. Did you see something?
Telling you.
Let's proceed.
About these rockets. Look at that devastation from those rockets. Hate that about these twin blades, but oh,
We have full.
so much better. So much better.
Remove this litter. The orders are clear. Eliminate them.
Let's see what else they got. They've only got one other water
is
base.
under
Make an
attack.
example of
Ooh,
that one.
ooh, I don't want that.
Unit
Don't
lost.
be like that.
That one there.
Insufficient funds.
And see, I don't know if the AI can be starved to death like in previous games, because a lot of the old Red Alerts, so the first Red Alert and Red Alert 2, sometimes Red Alert 2, I mean, if you were taking out their refineries and the AI had no more money, they would just sell everything and just rush you,
Insufficient funds.
so you'd end up having a complete annihilation going on. Here in Red Alert 3, it doesn't seem like either A, power is an issue, or B, resources are an issue. You can make them an issue if you destroy like every little reactor they have at the beginning,
Quickly, pilot.
and sometimes you end up being fine. Other times,
Is under
no,
attack.
it is a no-go.
Insufficient funds.
Returning to standard plan.
What is that? Oh,
Remove this litter.
wait a minute.
Ah, yes.
Wait a minute, what are you doing? This is why you gotta watch out. If you don't deal with those real quick.
We've spotted them.
Unit lost. Insufficient funds.
And we'll probably lose a lot of my twin blades in this.
Let's proceed. Overtake them.
Select target.
Let's see, get my more of my twin blades.
Okay, you win this time. But freedom will always prevail in the end.
It only prevails if you make it prevail, my friend. You can't sit down and expect freedom to prevail without you sacrificing or putting in
Ready all weapons.
that out.
Enemy base detected.
Cross.
Our
Let's
ally is
Moving
under
now.
attack.
save up our energy to blow this away here real quick.
Insufficient funds. A unit is under attack.
You may fire when ready.
Supermagnetic satellite
Let's
ready.
proceed. Fire. We go then. We've spotted them.
I think these reactors, once they go, yep, there we go.
Do we have here?
You can actually do
Clean
more
up
with
this
it.
place.
Insufficient funds. On hold. Cancelled.
Let's see,
Training.
Soviet
We have
engineer
full
out.
authority. Ah, yes.
Drop him over here.
Twin blade.
This would be a perfect time for, if they wanted a Sputnik, they could take that other one, but I guess since I'm not taking it.
We're watching. This is our premise.
Either that very good.
We call them Twin blade. What shall it be?
Building. Building.
We have full authority.
Drop him down.
I once was professor.
What shall it be?
You just need to get one of us combat engineers into that lab.
Twin blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection complete.
Oh, they're taking away from my
Our
units.
engineers say they are going to need time to decipher and extract the Allies' military weapon data. You need to defend the science facility against Allied attempts to recapture or attack. They will stop at nothing to reclaim the facility.
Now, this is actually one of my favorite missions just because of what I'm going to do here. It's what I love about games that allow you to have the powers that you do and the military control that you have.
You must defend the lab at all costs. Do not let the Allies recapture it.
Commander, we are downloading data on new Allied weapons technology. You must defend the science facility until we have that data. Efficient funds. The Allies are preparing to retaliate with air power. You are now authorized to build our own MiG fighters to repel them.
Yeah, let's see if I can get
Say goodbye,
Come
Maggot.
on. Kidding me? Get that out. I might fuck this up. Hopefully not, but let's see.
Insufficient funds.
Shouldn't be. Come on.
Enemy units detected.
Close out. Close out.
A unit is under attack.
And I don't think they make any Apollos, so we'll be fine.
Eliminate them. That one there.
Insufficient funds.
Twin blade inspection complete. We have let them out of your sight.
Knock him out. Boosh. And this is why I like it, just because I can sit here and assault these and have no problems.
In control.
Reminds me of the missions of StarCraft. When you have, what was the evacuation? Evacuation mission. Oh, that was great. The Sons of Korthol when you had to get out. This is exactly... It's got that same feel, where you can take the attack to the enemy.
You didn't think we'd just give up, did you?
I'd hope not.
Buckle in, chum. I'm coming straight for you.
I mean, all he did was just get a bunch of amphibious units.
Clean up this place.
I mean, I guess those are semi-scary, but I think my Air Force is more than a match. And if they didn't want this to happen, if they didn't want my air superiority to be quite evident, they should have gave the AI some serious attack, which would be giving them Apollo fighters and being able to just knock my units out of the sky, because there's no reason to even get megs. I mean, if you go over here with your twin blades and destroy these, even on hard you can do this.
Our ally is under attack. Insufficient funds.
Here we are. Gone. Here we are again, gone.
Insufficient funds.
Oh, he's being born.
Our ally is under attack.
He's. Oh wait, did they? Oh, they built another. Okay, never mind. That's on me. That was on me. Not taking out the rest of the Air Force. Yep, gone. Now I don't think. Don't know if they'll continue to fly until they crash or what. I think they'll stay there until the game ends. Until I get a Meg and just decide to say, I'm gonna take them out. My Meg.
Select target.
You gotta love that. Boom! Right there.
Insufficient funds.
I think that's the only thing that really makes the Soviets viable, is just having that ability to use magnetism and then use the magnetic, or just all the stuff you pull and then throw it right back at the enemy. I think that's an amazing ability. Really, really do. So come on, throw missiles, hit. Even though by the time they threw missiles down there, it was completely useless.
Clean up this place.
Gone.
Our ally is under attack. Super magnetic satellite ready.
Moving now.
Enemy
Yes,
base
look over
detected.
there.
Objective complete.
Found them.
And there we go. Victory for us. Quicker than what would happen if you just stayed and waited.
I suppose it's easier to be lucky than good, isn't it? No matter, mate. You don't have a clue what to do with that technology?
Yeah, I suppose that was luck, just pouring all these twin blades on the issue. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Alright, let's see. Oof. I'm surprised. Yeah, she probably had more units than I did eventually, just because of how it was. And how did she continue to have just about the same amount of resources? How did they even calculate that? Let's see, how bad was my... yeah. That's 37 units. Created 71. Oof. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.